All right, this is another continuation in the series of outing people, and also just for my own sake and hopefully continued healing and sense of sanity and understanding, and why I also still struggle to trust the masculine, because these are the men in my life, and how I was treated has shaped me. I may have to go inside. So everybody's making my life, everybody. So my brother was super entitled, because although my mom would call me entitled, I take that as a compliment, because the only entitlement I have is whatever I'm putting on myself, because we ain't got shit. I'm not even counting this house anymore, because a house that has roaches and walls that are fucked up, and it's a haunted house. It doesn't, the AC's not working. That's not much of a house. Definitely not a home. Garage has been broken for 2 years. That was one of the reasons I told my ex he needs to come here and help us, because I haven't had money to fix that. The ceiling. So yeah, my brother got really entitled because he was insanely talented. He is insanely talented with his art and with his hands, and made a business in high school that my mom helped him create and build and market, etc. And he's a go-getter. And he was bullied really bad when he was, at least that from what I don't think he wasn't, because he also had friends, and he also made friends with his enemies. I also remember that, and I thought that was an interesting tactic. And so he had friends and stuff like that, and but I remember when we went to college, and my mom made him live in the same neighborhood as me to protect me, even though he never checked on me. And we shared a car, and I remember one time I wanted to go to the gym, and he refused. I think he was at school or something, and he refused to come and get me because he was doing his work, and that was more important. And I wish I had saved the text. It was something like that. Like, he literally had to say to me that was more important. Like, he had to treat me like a child, and punish me. And he never stood up for me when my mom would be evil to me. And that was another reason that I normalized it, because the men weren't standing up for me. No one stood up for me. So I was like, okay, like, a part of me deserves this or something, or like I am just a bitch and I'm just hard-headed. And to a degree, yeah, it's true. Like, I am that way a little bit, but that doesn't make it right to berate people. And I mean, even when my mom was kicking me out, my dad still didn't really do anything either. There were a couple of times where he told my mom to chill out, but he didn't say, you're wrong. Like, it's wrong to do that. It's just like, that was normalized, that my mom could just be a nightmare to people. To her own daughter and stuff like that. And I mean, it wasn't like incessant, it was a lot of covert type of stuff, or like strategic, I guess. I don't even know how strategic it was, but she definitely it's like she got off on it. Like, it like excited her to be like, have an audience. I don't think there's that much else, because it's like I remember, like, the girl, there weren't that, it's like my brother isn't like the type of person I would be like think to reach out to for support as a mom. But like, he did babysit one time when Tay was really little, and he did a great job. And I remember that because he asked questions and he cared, and I really appreciated that. And my brother and my sister are probably more the people that I would trust with Teddy, because they are not, I don't know, as disturbed as my mom, I guess. Just like when my mom saw my kid run out of the house and didn't even flinch, and it was just like, you're not a safe person to take care of this kid. And like, yeah, she did choose to kind of not stay in shape. So she's not like horribly out of shape or whatever, but she just wasn't that type of person. So it's like my kid kind of requires like someone that's physical to keep up with him. So, not all the time. He can be super lazy and just like whatever. So it kind of depends. But definitely someone who is behavior aware and like willing, and like Curry watched him a couple times. She was great with him too because she's very psychological. Like she likes that type of stuff, and she was really good about like noticing and kind of understanding how to operate with different behaviors and stuff. So I am grateful for all the times we have had help, and I'm just doing this series because my brother and my sister also don't live here now, so it's like they're not viable options for more support really. But you know, to me, brothers and sisters, I used to be more connected to my sister, and then she decided to side with my mom, and I was like, okay. And to me, like just that, having conversations with your siblings and checking in on them, and you know, that for the feminine needs that to vent. That's why like people telling me not to make stuff on here, like, because they're right, because that's how CPS was called. But it's like, it's also a part of the feminine, and I don't even have friends to talk to right now. And yes, a therapist would be help too, but I don't have money for that. And a therapist is like, it's not the same. Like, I'm not going to have that comfort level with my therapist. I'm not saying there's not truth in that. There is. But as a woman, there's always that need to like vent, and maybe it will get to where I don't share anything anymore, because if nothing in this way changes, then I may have to go completely rogue as far as being online, because I have to protect us. But until that point, I'm gonna share. Yeah, just a lot of avoidant men is what I'm accustomed to. My ex is very much that way. And I became avoidant for a long time before I was dealing with my feelings. So I'm very, very grateful for all of the men who have been nurturing, and even my dad. Like, it's sad that it had to take as long as it did, and it was late in life as it did, that like he was, you know, more present. But that I'm still very, very, very grateful for. So, yeah, that's it on that.